Hello, my very dear Aries. This is your reading for the week of June 1st, or when you hear it and it resonates. And of course, it may never resonate. This may not be for you. When I first received the image from Spirit as I was asking what we were offering, it was you at a roulette table. And you're focused and you're watching the ball go around and around, and somebody's trying to get your attention from the back, and you're going, yeah, whatever. And you're just so focused on this, and somebody's trying to get your attention, and it's like, yeah, whatever. And you're so focused on watching this ball go around the wheel that you're not prepared to hear what somebody else is saying to you. And that actually makes a lot of sense, because as I pulled the cards afterward, what I got was that there may be some certainty around a decision that you're making. And what it feels to me is though you might be so focused on what you think the solution is or what the next step is, that you may not really have settled back within yourself to see whether or not that actually really feels in alignment with what feels right to you in this moment. You may be going on past history of this is what needs to be done for this, but there may be new ideas coming to you or new insights that are coming to you that are going to be more linked to, I will say, a more evolved version of you, because you've got the childhood card, and then you get there's the other me. There's another me, which is referencing the higher conscious self. So what I'm being told here is, if you're in the position of making decisions right now about things that you're not certain about, the way to go for you is to really, really focus on the you you'd like to be. That sounds kind of woo, but think about this from the point of view of, before you make your decision around anything that you're doing, check in with, as a higher conscious being, somebody who has a higher conscious self that you may or may not be aware of as a functional operating part of you, but it is there. And if you lean into the idea that that self has got connection to higher guidance, to intuition, to creative impulses, to sensing and feeling things far beyond your very, very brilliant mind and very active mind, that if you can do that and really focus on that, you're going to find that many of the choices that you might make towards what you want might change, because what you want might change. You might be coming out of this, making choices, coming out of certain childhood patterning, which might feel like deficiencies, or it might just feel like expected behaviors, routines, and a structure. No. That might, okay, you might be connecting back into old childhood things that are kind of running you at an unconscious level. Whereas when you can drop that and say, oh, but there's so much more to me than that, now what would it be? But you can also use the ideal childhood thing. I like this one actually very much. It's spend no more than 5 minutes and pick 3 things that might be different about you if you'd experienced your concept of an ideal childhood. Imagine what qualities you'd have and how differently you might interact in your world. In at least 3 situations today, act as though these 3 traits are a functioning part of your personality. What changes and how do you feel? So, you know what? Ideal childhood, it might mean that you had a sense of a deeper power in yourself. If you had been raised with any kind of spiritual upbringing, it might be that you would be a lot calmer and able to more make a decision more from your intuition if you'd been taught as a child how to deal with heavy emotions, how to meditate. There are all sorts of different ways. It doesn't just mean, more disciplined. It can be a bunch of different things, but look at any area where you feel you are maybe struggling with a decision that you're making, and say, well, if these qualities in me, what is the quality that's getting in the way of me dealing with this comfortably, more powerfully, more emboldened, more certain, or more safe in the uncertainty? What would they be, and what would that look like? And maybe I can bring that on board as an energy and really apply it and say, well, if I was, then what might my response be? It's actually a really, really fascinating exercise. And I feel like you could apply it perhaps now to a situation. course, it's going to help the situation, but what it's also going to do, it's going to help grow your consciousness and your awareness and ability to work with your feelings and emotions in a more constructive and empowered way. When you find yourself stuck, lean into gratitude. Find something to be grateful for, even if it's just being alive in this moment, or being able to sit down and rest your body, or have a glass of water. Be grateful for whatever you can be grateful for, because that is a super high frequency. And if it's a decision, this is really important. This is really important, Aries. If this is a decision that you're making about your future or about something to do that you're uncertain of, you can engage the energy of gratitude by virtue of saying, thank you for helping me see the right response in this situation. Thank you for allowing my life to unfold in a way where I'm constantly being given easy opportunities to learn and grow, to support, to survive, to heal, whatever. Be grateful for it. Be grateful for it. You'll see it tend to manifest a lot more quickly. I leave you with that, my dear Aries. Much love.